We went to see Canonteign Falls, England's tallest waterfall, because our kind subscriber Eric suggested it. We had never heard of it before, but we're excited to explore the area and see the falls.
This is Clampett Falls that we see on our way up to Canonteign Falls. So there's this little mountain stream at the bottom, which is runoff from the big falls that we are walking toward. These granite rock formations are really amazing and not what I typically see in England. Feels more like what I'd see up in a canyon in Utah.
It was fun to look at this painting of the secret garden of Canonteign that was painted over 200 years ago, and then go walk through that very same garden, which looked much the same. Those clever Victorians created this wonderful stairway path leading up the side to the waterfall. It's so interesting to me that this was only unearthed in 1986, but here we're walking up those very same steps today. We were really excited to check out the fern garden because we love forests that have moss and ferns in them.
Coming from hot, dry Texas, it is so lovely to be in a cool, green fern garden today. So many ferns, and these big ones, they feel like palm trees. And then just a carpet of ferns along through the valley.
Oh, I want to see a dinosaur.
This is Terrence, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's awesome seeing this dinosaur made out of twigs in an area that's full of ferns that you can imagine being here in prehistoric times. This tree is just covered with moss and ferns and so many little toadstools. I think they're toadstools. I'm certainly not going to try eating one. Now these toadstools on this side are the proper kind that the fairies hide under during a rainstorm. Now that we are down in the fern valley of the fern garden, we are discovering so many different types of ferns. This one is really cool. Doesn't even look like a fern. And then this one looks completely different. This looks like a ferny fern. But then there's this thing here, which is all kind of long and spindly. So this fern shows the example of what I was talking about. This is a fern, but it totally looks like a palm tree. I love seeing these big trees that are fallen down and then used for a nifty purpose, like cutting a little seat at the very bottom, right where the switchback of the trail happens. Up at the very top of the falls, and a little stream of water goes into this cool little cave.
I consider myself fairly fluent in the English language, but I did not know what this sign was talking about. I didn't know what elite was, and I hadn't heard of timber launder. Well, Google told me that elite is a water trench or aqueduct. but didn't help me with timber launder. So I'm still clueless as to what this sign is talking about. If anyone would like to explain in the comments, that would be most appreciated.
Here at the very top of the falls, you get a beautiful view of the Devon countryside. At the beginning of the hike is this cool kennel that was part of the original estate. It's cool to imagine this granite kennel holding the hunting hounds for the Lord of the Manor. Before we leave the park of Canonteign Falls, I just wanted to say goodbye to this lovely little duck pond that's full of lily pads.
And some ducks. I've seen waterfalls in Hawaii and the Pacific Northwest. I've also been to Niagara Falls. So certainly I've seen a lot bigger waterfalls than this one, but I still really liked this one just because the hike up to it and the overall setting were just really charming. Please let me know in the comments if you've been to a waterfall that you really loved and why you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to come along on more of our adventures and do something good in the world today.